Well, because Overpass is new to the map pool, I've decided to give you guys the next 2 episodes of the why people love a map and why people hate a map of Overpass. So let's start off with the top 5 reasons why people hate Overpass. And while this map was introduced in CSGO, it got a lot of rework because the first iteration was an absolute mess and was absolutely confusing. And it got better, however, there's still many criticisms that people have. So let's find out what they are. But as always guys, don't forget to check out the giveaway in the description down below and on Discord. And as always, now a quick word from our sponsor.
This video is sponsored by SkinBaron, the ultimate marketplace for buying and selling your CS skins. SkinBaron is a German company with an excellent Trustpilot rating, trusted by thousands of players. Save up to 30% compared to the Steam market. With over 1 billion skins and easy to use filters, finding your perfect skin is a breeze. They offer multiple payment methods including credit card, Klarna and even more. And if you're selling a skin worth over 1,000 euros, you'll only pay 2% fees on it. Use my code Shifterz to support the channel and start your SkinBaron journey today. Thank you SkinBaron, and now back to the video.
Okay, let's start off with the first point. And even though this one has been fixed a bit compared to when the map released in CSGO, the layout is still confusing, especially when you're rotating from A to B or the other way around. You sometimes don't really know which path you should take because there's so many options that you could take. And if you're trying to listen for enemy sounds, you might get overwhelmed because you aren't really sure where they would pop out. But that's the nature of Overpass, and because of that, some rounds might feel like they will just end because of bad timing. Then let's move on to the second point, which is A site. And yeah, compared to the beginning, it is way better. However, the site still feels like you can't really protect it from within, and you are protecting it from the back. And if you get smoked out, you don't really have positions on A site that you can actually use, and that's something that is very frustrating for a lot of players. So let's move on to point 3, which is that the map is CT-sided by nature. From the stats wise, it is the most CT-sided map in the map pool. And if you look at the stats, the rough estimates from back when it was in the map pool were that around 53% are won by CTs and only 47% are won by Ts. And these numbers were basically Anubis, however flipped obviously. But yeah, that's a reason why people don't really like this map, because if for example you play pretty decent on T side, you are certain that you are going to win on the CT side, especially now with the new economy update. Then the next point would be that B side is an absolute mess when it comes to retakes, and that is because once T's lock down B side, it is really hard for a CT to get back onto the site because you're funneled through very tight choke points. For example, if you come from connector, you have to go through a door that is as wide as one player, or if you come from walkway, again same thing here applies as with the previous one. And then you have heaven, which is normally smoked off because you have high ground there, and the only way you can either blow up the smoke and hope that you can get a peek, or you can jump out of it, flash yourself in and hope for the best. But hey, those are very hard choke points to get onto the site. And for the last point, the map in general requires more map knowledge compared to other maps, because the map in general is a very big map and there are therefore more callouts, more nade lineups and more timings that you need to be aware of. And if you don't really study them, you are going to be in a huge disadvantage, because you are always going to land a bad timing, or you're going to struggle to make that scoreline 13 to something and win it. And well, because the map requires so much knowledge, the gameplay in general feels a bit more slower to other maps. And some people might not like that because they say it doesn't really match the vibe of CS2, and it was something from a bygone era that belonged in CSGO. But hey, those were a couple of opinions that people have about Overpass and why they dislike. So guys, let me know down in the description below, where do you stand on the whole debate? And well, if you're interested to see why people love this map, stay subscribed and don't forget to hit the notification bell. And as always, check out all of the relevant links down in the description below, and don't forget to hype up this video, and I will see you guys on the next one.